everyone, and welcome back to our last Scratch video. Can you believe it? We're already done. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed the track so far, and I hope you guys have learned a lot of information. Now, let's get on and finish this course. So if you remember, throughout this course, we've covered a lot of good content. We covered variables, loops, functions, conditions, and so much more. Now, if we recall last week, we added sound effects to our game and figured out how to officially end our game. Well, lucky for you, this week's course is super laid back, super chill. We're just going to be adding some finishing touches and your game will be done. So, without further ado, let's get straight on into this video. So, let's start off by adding a beginning title. Now, this video is just going to be about making your game look more visually appealing. And so when you start a Scratch game, or any game for that matter that's online, you want it to have a nice beginning title. Now, there's only so much you can do with Scratch, but let's take a look at what we can do. So the first thing is, when we start, we want it to show some sort of beginning title page. It can be the same background, but we just want it to show a specific beginning title. And then we want to get on to into our game. And so let's start by adding a backdrop, another one. We're actually going to choose the same one we already have, blue sky, because we want the beginning title to be pretty similar. But we're going to change the text, we're going to add text to it and change kind of what's shown. So we're going to go to backdrops here and go to this, I clicked here. And now I'm going to go to this backdrops tab. And you see blue sky and blue sky 2. Well, this is going to become our title screen. So I'm just going to rename it to title screen. And once we have this, what I want to do is add some sort of text. Well, if you see, there's this sort of text icon over here. And if you click on it, we can add text, and I'm just going to type in the name of our game. Now, this is a pretty basic game, so the name's not going to be too creative, but I really hope you guys do come up with a super creative name for your super creative game. So I'm going to add in a title. I'm going to put Cat Runner. Now, it has this sort of purple font. It's super basic. I don't really want this, so I'm going to highlight the text. I'm going to click on this and change the font to marker, and I'm going to make it bigger. So once I've made it bigger, I'm kind of just going to eyeball it, center it as best as I can. Now I want to change the color. I don't really like the purple. So I'm going to click on this arrow and then click on this eyedropper tool, and I want to go for some sort of this brown color. So I'm going to click on the brown and just deselect. So now that I have Cat Runner as my title kind of shown here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this, make sure this is selected, and I'm going to add another text box. Now what I want to do is add some directions to my game. So I'm just going to type in directions and basic instructions for my game. So I'm going to say, to play, make sure to avoid the pink ball. Now, the thing we notice is if I keep typing, it doesn't wrap around. The text box just extends more and more and more. But I want it to wrap around, so I'm going to have to do this sort of manually. I'm going to have to hit enter at the point I want it to wrap around. So I hit enter over there. So I'm going to say, be sure to avoid the pink ball. And then I want to say, press the space bar to jump. And then I'm going to put enter here, jump over the ball. Careful. The speed increases. So make sure to jump faster to keep up. Good luck. Okay, now that we have this sort of message, it's a little hard to read, especially in this font, so I'm going to go ahead and change the font. So I clicked Control A after selecting something in the text box, so it selects all of the words. I'm going to change this marker font to sort of handwriting, and I'm going to keep the brown color. So I can just make this bigger a little bit, put it in the center to the best of my abilities. And I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. I just don't want it to overlap with the cat or be covered by the cat, so there. Now, this is what it looks like. Pretty good. This is our title screen. So how do we actually implement this into our code? Well, if we want to add this or have it shown in our game, here's what we'll do. We'll go to this code portion and we want to add some sort of thing that says when flag is clicked, and then we want to say switch backdrop to title screen, which just says that when the green flag is clicked, we're going to automatically show this title screen. Now, how long do we want to show it for? Let's say 5 seconds, give or take. So we're going to go to this control tab over here and we're going to say wait 5 seconds. Now, what this does is it's going to switch the backdrop to the title screen, and then we're going to wait 5 seconds with the title screen on. Now, what are we going to do after this? Well, we want it to switch to the normal backdrop, blue sky. So we're going to add another switch backdrop to, and then click this drop down menu and just select blue sky. So when green flag is clicked, it's going to show cat runner, and then it's going to switch, wait 5 seconds, and then switch to blue sky. Okay, so we can try this out, but there's a couple changes I want to make first. Now we have to consider that when we're having our ball move and our sprite move, we need to take into account when all of this motion starts. Now we've added something that's going to take up the first 5 seconds, so everything is going to be pushed back 5 seconds. So this should be wait 2 seconds. I was playing around with it, so I might have changed it. For you, it probably doesn't say wait 5 seconds, but change it to wait 5 seconds. And after this, what you want to do is go to your ball script. Now here it says wait 2 seconds. We want to make the ball start moving after the title screen has gone away. So we're going to add 5. We want it to wait another 5 seconds on top of the 2 that it's already waiting for. So 5 plus 2 is 7. We have it wait 7 seconds. We're going to do the same thing for the cloud. It says wait 2 seconds, but we want it to wait another 5 on top of the 2. So that's 5 plus 2, and that's 7. Okay, so now that we've changed the 2 to the 5, we want to get this other stuff out of the way so we can clearly see the title. For example, this score, ball speed, and jump speed variables are kind of in the way of the title here. Really easy, really quick thing that we can do. We know that our ball speed and our jump speed variables are working as we want them to, and that they're decreasing after each sort of iteration of the ball. We're going to go to the variables and we're going to deselect them. Now, what deselecting them does, they still function as normal. Everything still works as normal. The only thing that changed is that it's no longer going to be visible by the user in this while they're playing the game. Now, everything's the same, like I just said. All the numbers are going to continue changing and decreasing. The only difference is the user can't see it anymore. They can still see the score because that's usually visible to the user during the game, but everything else is completely hidden. Now, another thing we have to take care of is this cloud. It's kind of in the middle here, and it's not really the ideal position. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a go-to block. We want the cloud to start off completely on the side and then start moving. So we're going to add a go-to right over here before it starts waiting, and the position is going to be 277, 120. Now, if you notice, it's the same position as here because I want it to start at the complete edge of the screen, and then it can start moving from there again and again and looping around. So now that I've made these changes, let's take a look at how this runs. Okay, So it runs perfectly normal. If you jump over the ball, it adds a point. If you jump on the ball, it doesn't add a point, and everything completely stops. So one more thing that we want to add is we want to add some sort of end game or game over screen. How do we do this? Well, what we're going to do is the same thing we did with title screen, but we're going to change the code a little bit afterwards. So we're going to choose another backdrop. We're going to choose blue sky again. And then we're going to go to backdrops and then click this tab. And we're here at the new blue sky we just added. We're going to call this end screen. So once I've renamed it, I want to just click on this text box. I'm going to add a short little blurb over here that says, the game is over. Click the green flag to play again. Make sure you hit enter whenever you want it to wrap around, like right here, just so that it doesn't come out all in one line. Then I'm going to select everything, change the font to marker, and I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger and center it on the screen. All right, so now that we've created our end screen, it's super simple. Obviously, you guys can make yours as creative and colorful as you want, but I'm just doing this for the purpose of showing you guys how to add it in your code. So once we created our backdrop, we can go back to our code. We're actually going to go to our sprites or scratch code. So once we're over here, take a look at this center piece. I know there's a lot going on here, but just try to focus on this center piece of code that says, when I receive message 1, stop all. What this is saying is when this message 1 is broadcasted, in other words, when end game is true or end game is -1, or sorry, 0, then you want it to broadcast a message saying, hey, the game is over. When you receive this message, you want to stop everything. Well, in addition to stopping everything, we wanted to switch the background to this game over or end screen background. So we're going to go to looks and we're going to say switch backdrop to, add this right over here, and we'll have it say end screen. This way, it can switch backdrop to end screen, and you'll know that the game is over. It'll display this message, and the user can do what they want with that. So let's run this one more time and see how it works. Okay, so it worked as planned. The sprite started the game, the music played, the title screen played, it said good morning, and then the ball came and the clouds loop started. You jump over the balls, and when you hit the ball, it stops everything and it shows this message that says, the game is over, click the green flag to play again. Now, we have officially completed our Scratch game. Believe it or not, I gave you all of the tools necessary for you to complete your Scratch game. Obviously, if you want to add some super cool features that I haven't covered, you can feel free to search those up online. And if you need any help, please don't hesitate to contact me. I would gladly help you with whatever you're trying to achieve. And other than that, you're pretty much done. If you want to share your project, there is going to be a orange button. My project is already shared, but if your project is not shared and you want to share it, there will be an orange share button right here that you can click to share your project. Again, I hope you guys really enjoyed this course. I can't believe it's over already, but here's to finishing your first Scratch course. Congratulations, and I hope you guys will move on to do bigger things. Have a great day, and I hope to see you again in future courses. Bye!